We've been following this story from the beginning. Officers tried to stop that woman, but she kept going at high speeds. Make the city a little bit more sparkly. And here with me right now, I have Miss Priscilla Wright with the Parks and Rec Department. How are you? I know you are so excited.
You said sparkly, like that's the key word for the night.
But at this point, they cannot tell us how many victims were found. But what's sad here is you can also hear the victim asking, "What are you doing, bro?" Just seconds before he is shot in his own driveway. The mural mob is working on another sports mural right here in Battery Park that could be done as soon as the end of this week. The more efficient your car is on gas, the higher highway use fee you're gonna pay. JCPenney here in Chesterfield is going to be open until 10, so y'all need to come on out here and get these deals. It was separated by just 50 votes, but it certainly isn't over yet. We got a little bit down Route 33 and had to turn back around and come to Hanover. After that driver hit that woman who was just trying to cross the street here, they drove away. The husband and wife duo has taken in animals from all over Virginia. You can see him in that surveillance video wearing a sweatshirt he stole from inside of it. A family now without father, son, and brother, BJ Upton.
He said he was in a wreck, and he was just distraught.
A truck slammed into his last month on Skipwith Road in Mecklenburg. And Taylor Callum is BJ Upton's future sister-in-law.
Braden Upton is 7 years old, and he will never have any more memories of his father. And people are worried about what they can do with their trucks.
She says the truck that hit him had the Carolina squat modification. And after seeing our story on Upton, Senator Mark Peake introduced a bill that would ban it.
We have a horrible tragedy, and that's unfortunately what generates some of our legislation.
It means the front bumper can't be more than 4 inches higher than the rear bumper. Upton's family saying that height is why it's so dangerous. Senator Frank Ruff supports the bill, saying lawmakers have been trying to get something passed on it since last spring.
We knew that there was going to be a death, whether it was a child running out or whether it was hitting another vehicle. We expected the child, to be honest with you.
With the bill's bipartisan support, Senators Ruff and Peake are optimistic it'll get passed. Callum says Upton's brother and her fiance Jonathan, along with family, are hoping it will too.
That is something he is going to fight for, I believe, until his very last breath.
It's unbelievable, it's unreal.
Ty Jeffries can't believe her big brother, Stuart Jeffries, or as many knew him, Stu, is gone.
My brother was a loving dad. He was a loving brother. He was a loving son. All he wanted to do was work and take care of his child.
Jeffries was exchanging custody of his 8-year-old daughter, Mariah, at this Chester police station when the unthinkable happened.
They didn't have to go this far. All he wanted was his child.
His sister says he was meeting his ex-wife in this lot. We're told the ex-wife's new boyfriend, Corey Goodson Sr., was with her during the encounter. During that meeting, an on-duty officer heard a gunshot and later found Jeffries lifeless.
Now, one child has no father.
Jeffries' cousin, Fred Lofton, thought of him more like a brother.
He was a stand-up guy, a good man, a hard-working man.
8-year-old Mariah witnessed the whole thing. Her aunt with this message for her niece.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'm sorry you had to witness it.
The suspect, Goodson, taken into custody on scene and now charged with second-degree murder and the use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Now the family trying to figure out what they'll do without their brother, dad, and son.
We picking up the pieces. We can't do nothing but pray.
The shoes the members of the John Marshall track team are wearing right now are just a fraction of the thousands of shoes the nonprofit Shoot gives away every year. One thing surely does help the John Marshall High School track team be able to practice even harder.
1, 2, 3.
The shoes on their feet.
Our kids don't have, that ability to just go to a store and drop $200 on a pair of nice trainers.
Dear assistant coach Carrie Beth Nelson remembers those days before the nonprofit Shoot passed out sneakers to team members who may not have had any.
We have kids coming out here to practice in Air Forces or basketball shoes or whatever they have, and they get injured
For Schude founder Robin Telfian,
It's just magical.
seeing the look on the kids' faces when she laces up the shoes is the best part.
We put the shoes on the kids and we saw them run off in them. And it was one of those moments where we're like, we need to do something with this one.
The idea all started 5 years ago when someone at a soup kitchen she was volunteering at came up to her.
He asked the question, I wonder what happens to runners' shoes after a big race.
From there, Telfi and her volunteers and community partners like Fleet Feet owner Jeff Wells are setting up mini shoe stores and giving them out in soup kitchens and food pantries. They've now also partnered with Richmond Public Schools, giving new or restored shoes to students at 5 inner-city high schools, like John Marshall track team member Leslie Green.
As Usain Bolt said plenty of times, hard work can get you a lot of places, but also a strong mental will will also get you a lot of places as well.
He's grateful for the kicks, ready for them to help him get to the top.
Look out for Leslie Green this year for indoor and outdoor. Definitely going to States.
Schude always needs volunteers, sponsors, and donors, so if you have the time to help out, we've got more on how to do that right now in this story at WRIC.com. In Richmond, Sabrina Shutters, 8 News.
So great to see, and the nonprofit does plan to expand outside of Richmond in the near future to Virginia Beach, helping folks there get shoes on their feet.
I'm sure the need is just as great there. And I was waiting to see Sabrina run around the track once or twice.
So was I.